Hello and welcome back to Taropal. If you are a subscriber who's been a part of our 6 months journey, I thank you so very much for your continued support, your time, your faith in these readings, and the wonderful, lovely messages you leave me. If you've just found me through an algorithm search, welcome to my growing Taropal family. I post 2 to 3 videos every week. If you like pick a card readings, if you enjoy tarot as a method of divination to connect your intuition, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you never miss out on a new video when it comes out. What are we doing today? We're going to cover who you are, how people see you, whatever additional messages we get about your personality and your journey, and also any guidance that Spirit wants to give you. I thought of quite a few major arcana cards and I felt drawn to the moon because our moon in Vedic astrology as well is called as our mind, how we feel, our chit, okay, how our thought process is running through, and who I am because I think, therefore I am, right? Or I think, therefore I am. That is what the quote is. On that note, if some of you really understood what that meant, I have the 4 moon cards here in front of you. You can, of course, feel drawn to more than one pile. Please remember, these are general readings. It cannot resonate with all of the people who will always watch. You can always book a one-on-one reading with me. The details are in the description box below, along with other relevant readings which you might want to check out. With that said, I'm going to give you a close-up of the 4 piles that we have here. On the far left is Nostradamus, and that is the moon card for pile 1. Pile 2, we have the moon card again. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot. Okay. Pile 3, I have the Rider's Waite Classic Tarot, which is again the moon card here. That's your close-up. Pile 4, the Animal Spirit card. I believe that's what it is. This is by Doreen Virtue and Radlick, I think. The moon again. Okay, you can pause the video, take a little more time. You will find timestamps below, and I will see you in your pile. Welcome everybody who's picked Nostradamus. This is your deck. What we're going to do is, of course, use tarot a lot, extensively rather, to understand your personality. We're going to shuffle the cards, don't worry. We're going to look at some major key themes for you. We're then going to move towards oracle guidances for you as well. So I'm going to first make a spread because you guys enjoy watching the shuffling on camera. You can, of course, fast forward and click on the timestamps if you do not want to see the shuffling and you don't care for the key traits popping out on your screen right now. Okay, so what are some major personality traits that Spirit wants to talk about? And of course, remember, this is tarot, so it's current energy, which means, of course, it does not have to be something that you always have been or always will be. It is who you are here and now while you watch this reading. Okay, or could be, of course, in some cases, potential of what you're becoming or you're transforming into. That's, of course, a story. Okay, I have the other card out here. Wonderful. And I'll take one more before we get into your tarot cards. I want to feel drawn to this. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm going to read what I already have on screen before we continue, okay? First of all, a very strong fixed sign energy here. I have the Taurus, the Leo, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio, okay? So these could be some prominent zodiacs of people who have picked this pile. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. This could even be your North Node in some cases because that's who you're becoming or transforming into. Clearly, a pile that is known for strength. Now, strength means different things to different people. So some of you, it will mean I have been physically fit, I'm physically strong. To some of you, it means I can emotionally handle a lot. I don't get panicked and I don't get scared, and I have the capacity to handle through difficult emotional situations. To some of you, strength could simply mean the strength that you've shown in your spiritual path, in the life choices that you've made. Strength means different things to different people. But if I have to sum it up, this is a pile of strength. You guys clearly have a lot of stamina, emotional, physical, mental, to go through the changing tides in life, and you're not easily tethered or moved away from your path. also comes determination as keyword, perseverance as another keyword, and stubborn as the fourth keyword. Okay, so I've given you some keywords here: strength, strong people, stubborn people. You have a lot of endurance. You continue to stay on your path. There's a strong resilience. There's also perhaps a desire to do things your way and not flex a lot. This is not a pile which has a lot of flexibility. It likes things a certain way, and your personality does not really love change. You can bring in change into other people's life. That's absolutely fine. But if other people bring in change into your life, there is a chaos at unfold. Okay, you're also people who value the traditional system, whether or not all of you care about following it. You know that there is a value in ancient wisdom. You respect all kinds of cultures because you understand that there's something to learn from each of them, and a true learner will never discard one set of knowledge for another, right? Because they know that there's something to learn from everybody. You guys are people who pay respect to all kinds of religions and cultures because you value the diversity that it brings on board. As much as you might stick to your own belief system, or you might still be in the process of discovering a belief system, this is a pile that clearly has respect and is very tolerant when it comes to other people's ways of living. Until they don't ask you to live your way, you're absolutely fine with them. What is something people misunderstand about fixed signs is that they want to do their life their way. It does not mean that they expect you to start living life their way. There's a huge difference if you understand the context here, right? It's not an Aries who wants to change his life and yours in a certain context. It is a Scorpio way of being fixed, which means I want to do things this way. You may or may not want to do things that way. That is absolutely up to you. But I am not changing my way for you. That is a Scorpion way of being fixed versus a cardinal, if that makes sense to you. Okay. Let's look at some tarot cards to understand who are these amazing people that I am reading for today. What more about your personality can we talk about before we get into guidances? Okay, I'm going to give it one more shuffle. Some of you may already know it. Some of you may actually be discovering it, that it is in your life journey to first find a good teacher for yourself, to a good guru, a certain set of rules and principles that you can follow and live by, and then become a teacher yourself for many, many people around you. Your life journey in itself will teach for generations to come, and some of you are very, very consciously aware that maybe you are teachers, maybe you are interested in the teaching field. Some of you, it could not actually mean the teaching field directly, but sometimes it could be public speaking, sometimes it could be becoming a life coach in the second half of your life. These are different ways in which your strength comes out to play. Okay, this pile also over the journey, and perhaps I feel most of you are in your mid 20s, or some of you are in your early 40s. Those are the two age groups I'm tapping into. You're still understanding what true confidence means. It has not come naturally to you. It is not like you took birth and you were naturally confident, you were naturally bold, you were naturally outgoing. But over the number of years, especially look back in the past 7 years of your life, you will see that in the past 7 years, whoever's picked this pile, you've become more assertive, more aggressive, more outspoken, more confident, and more bold. And I mean this in a good manner. You have learned to ask for what you want. You show up and you put yourself in scenarios wherein it can be relatively uncomfortable for you, but you no longer shy away from the stage itself. You're starting to put yourself out there more. This could be just showing up in public events. This could be just taking up the leadership stage. This could be just having more people around you who believe in your abilities, which has helped you gain a certain amount of confidence. So I would not call this pile the most confident pile, but I'm calling this pile the pile which will gradually over experience understand what true confidence is and where does it come from. You guys still deal with a lot of fears and insecurities, but that said, you've seen that transformation in the past 5 to 7 years, when you're getting to a place wherein you can, at least if you compare your own self with the past self, because that is the only comparison that's worth it, you've come a long, long way when it comes to understanding confidence and boldness and speaking your mind and showing up as who you are. Okay, you're still learning that journey of authenticity. You're still learning to not wait for other people's validation, but you're getting there for sure. Okay, this card I wanted to flip. We'll take that. I feel I'm a lot for many of you. I'm channeling into the future more than the present, but of course you can take what resonates. And leave the rest. That is our King of Swords right there. We're going to take at least 2 more cards. I've kept it pretty free-flowing today. Wow, the Wheel of Fortune twice. You guys have clearly, definitely seen a roller coaster in life. It has not been even. What do I mean by that? You've not been the students who have always got 100 on 100, but you've also not been students who have always miserably failed. It is, in a way, a very average life, because average life has a lot of ups and downs and highs and lows. But that said, you are somebody who's you learn and you analyze and you introspect. That is your personality trait of yours, okay? Whenever you've gone through a low in life, let's say you failed an exam, let's say a relationship didn't work out, let's say you were asked to leave from a job, you spend a lot of time in thinking, analyzing, figuring out what did I learn from this experience. And you genuinely do learn from your mistakes. You're not the kind of pile which just goes from one mistake to another without learning anything. Your mistakes do shape you in a better way, because you learn, you pick up things which help you then in your high, okay? You guys will, throughout your lifetime, whoever you are, you actually enjoy the thrill as well. There's a love for drama here. You don't really even want a life which is like a straight line. If, let's say, if days after days are going too peaceful, you're the kind of personality who'll just go and annoy the friend for no reason, just to fight with him or her. You will just have a fight which is meaningless in your relationship because you just wanted some drama. This is a pile that also enjoys that bickering, that drama, which is why there is that Wheel of Fortune. Things do not stay the same. They're pretty cyclic. Some of you go through many karmic lessons just to understand that one lesson. As much as you introspect and you learn, you also tend to overthink, which means this pile also brings on board the same lesson in different phases. It could be like, let's say your lesson was that you should not trust people that easy, or you should be careful whom you trust, but you will keep on trusting the wrong kind of people until you really get that message that, you know what, this is a pattern, this is a cyclic thing that happens to me, and this is what the wisdom is, okay? Many of you value education. Many of you will go through many forms of education, which means you'll go through higher education, which means you'll go through different kinds of courses and models to keep yourself learned. I have 2 cards that flip together, the 5 of Cups and the Star. Look at the number of major arcanas out here for you guys. A strong Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Gemini, Libra is a little, but I strongly feel Aquarius here now with the King of Swords and the Star showing up together. You guys are made for big things, guys, and I'm not going to say that in every pile. If you think that's just what I'm going to say to everybody, feel free to listen to the next 3 piles, unless, of course, that's what the day is like. But if you know my readings and if you've followed me, I will actually never ever say anything just to make you feel good. You're made for big things, but here's what a challenge is. When I say you're made for big things, does not mean that you're going to be the most richest man on this planet. Does not mean that you're going to have everything easy. Whoever is made for big things is made to go through many disappointments, many trials, many heartbreaks. Why? Because strength is built through adversity. It is not built through a straight road. No pilot. You know, there's the saying, the sailor does not become a good sailor in a calm sea. The sailor needs storms. The sailor needs different kinds of terrains. Many of you make friends with different community of people. You might actually realize that some of your friends are, let's say, extremely, I'm just giving you a random example. Some of your friends are very left politically aligned. Some of your same friends, you know, some very close friends of yours could also be right politically aligned. Some friends are atheists, some friends are God believers, and you are surprised by what is it in you that you draw this various kinds of personalities, and you're somehow able to become friends with all of them. Okay, even though you're a fixed sign strong here, there is that mutability that can understand, learn, accept, visualize, figure out what it is that this other person brings to the table and then learn from them. You're very accepting of other people's personalities, of other people's differences, which makes you a great leader. That said, the disappointment of your life is that you do not always receive back that same acceptance that you have for others. Maybe you're somebody who's absolutely okay with whatever kind of relationship the other person is in, but let's say your friend circle typically tends to have a certain kind of, you know, those relationships are okay, but those are not, and you're not getting that equivalent level of acceptance from your family, from your near and dear ones, as much as you can bring to the table. You as a personality are more logical and reasonable, hence you tend to, wow, we have the Moon card back again. Okay. I love the number of major arcanas that have shown up for you. Because there is this deeper inner knowing. Do you see this moon and this king of wands coming out, king of swords coming out together? There's a massive intuitive intellectual superpower within you. Okay, you guys can not only listen to your intuition but also then logically, rationally figure out a way of applying it, and this is your core strength. Okay, many people are very intuitive but they don't know how to practically execute that intuition into their life. You guys over your journey are learning how to do that, and that is why you receive a lot of disappointments in life sometimes. Okay, it is life's way of teaching you, of hardening up what you're really meant for. Wow, my last card out is again a major arcana. Some of you have a strong Sagittarius placement as well. With the Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune there, I strongly feel there's a Sagittarius energy. I feel it is your life's purpose, it is your life's journey to balance extreme personalities. Throughout your life, you will keep on finding yourself in households, in friendship circles, in office atmospheres where there are two polar zones, and it is your role to come into the middle and be that. I won't call you guys the mediator because that is a more Libra energy. This is more balancing the two extremes, because both sides of the people will listen to you. Okay, people do want to listen to your side of the story, and that's your underlying energy again with the Three of Swords. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Let's talk about your personality here in a minute again. You're going to face a lot of heartbreaks in life, and you perhaps already have. There are many disappointments. You do not always get the reciprocation that you deserve or that you feel you deserve to what you bring to the table. Okay, you're typically somebody who gives more, receives lesser. Why do you have to go through this cycle? The whole idea is that it is making you ready to be this epic teacher that you need to be. People are learning from you through your journey. Many people will articulate it to you and explain it, what they actually learned from being around you. Some will never say it to you, but through just your presence, they will learn and they will heal. You are a healer, whoever's picked this pile, because you do come with a lot of knowledge when it comes to love. You understand that love is the only way that people get healed, and hence you're very much in connection to your higher self, which still remains playful, which still remains childish, which still is connected to its intuitive self. Okay, this is a pile that understands that there is no win or loss. If we all win, we win, or if we lose, we all lose. This is the serving of the Virgo. That is the card that's out. Very service oriented. You guys typically are very thoughtful people when it comes to giving gifts. You guys are also people who are proactively helpful of those around you at work. You typically hesitate to ask for help, but you're always showing up for others when they need help. You also are perhaps somebody who struggles with understanding finances at a certain level, and it's not because you can't, it is because you're scared of it. There's a fear psychosis around money for you, and with fear popped Pluto. Again, transformation. This pile, whoever's picked this pile, your life is all about becoming something, learning that something that you've become is not who you are in totality, breaking away from that mold and then becoming something new again. Okay, it is this life's lesson for you to understand that you're not just that one thing, just that one relationship. You're way higher. There's going to be a lot of power in the second half of your life that comes to you through perhaps your relationships. Let's say your father got a promotion and he became an important person of the city. Let's say you are you're the right hand person of the biggest, I don't know, the celebrity of your city, something like that, where it is not your power but it's somebody else's power, and you would be at a powerful situation because of association. Having power because of association is going to be a part of your life's journey. You're one of those kingmakers. Okay, you're supposed to build people, and it has a lot of power to be the kingmaker, by the way, if you know what I mean. Chiron, wow, the wounded healer. Empathy and ability to learn about remedies. Some of you, I strongly feel, have a pull towards earth, sustainability, herbalism, organic farming. Some of you, whoever is, especially if you're below the age of, wow, the 6th house is back again. You guys are definitely here to heal Mother Earth. Some of you have already had that pull. Some of you will get that pull, depending upon what your age group is who's watching this. You already know that you belong to a certain community which is very, very linked to helping Mother Earth, to learning alternative healing, to learning how do you work with herbs and plants and organic food and crystals and all of those, alternative lifestyles which actually are working wonders. You can become a great teacher, by the way, of sustainable life habits or lifestyle. Your strength to make these drastic life changes which help the planet, which help the larger community. Many nurses, teachers, caregivers are here in this pile. You guys are meant to work with children, with the next generation, to help build a better future. You guys as a soul mission are here to help make Earth a better place to be. Okay, it's those tender hearts, it's that loving teacher. That is the energy of this pile. Okay, and you will acquire wealth through the course. Okay, I don't see that you guys are just lying broke. Your obstacles may be a stepping stone. Like I said, this pile will have many obstacles in life. I'm never going to sugarcoat things for you. You have a great purpose, and whenever there is a great purpose, look at the number of major arcanas you got. You will face a lot of roadblocks, but I want you to look at every roadblock and remind yourself, I am not given a mountain that I cannot move. Adventure is calling. Some of you, of course, are people who typically, again, tend to attract very unpredictable personalities into your life. Be what you want to attract. Maybe because you want to be more like them. By the way, that's how the sentence was going to get complete. You get what you give. This pile is perhaps the pile that also, again, because of lack of reciprocation from others, you tend to feel as if I do a lot, but I'm not equally compensated for my efforts from the universe, and that, my love, is not true at all. Through various ways, Spirit protects you, Spirit takes care of you, and you may not always be consciously aware how and where your good karma helped you, but that should never make you bitter and should not ever make you stop doing the good work, the warmth, the love, the acceptance that you bring into other people's life. You are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in the mind's eye as well as your physical sight. For your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. I mean, that's what I've just been explaining throughout this reading, right? You can see the good in many things, and that is a superpower, darling. Not always that comes back to you. And I'm always careful of saying, do not accept exploitation just because you can see the good in someone. Learn your lessons, because again, there is a cyclic lesson of not learning your lessons, but your heartbreaks are not meaningless because they're helping you heal and teach wow. With that comes be willing to forgive. If you do have a strong Scorpio placement, because the Pluto also showed up for us, and the Chiron, you're perhaps in this lifetime, for many of you who pick this pile, and you will know if this resonates for you and if this message is for you. In some lifetimes, we are the one who are put in positions wherein the other person has to become a villain, and we get to forgive them. We get to experience what in another lifetime maybe that other soul had to experience. Do we have it in us to forgive? Because forgiveness needs strength, right? Let's say I cut your arm off in one of the lifetimes and I ask you to forgive me. Okay? And it is so hard for you. In another lifetime, I might be given a position wherein you do something terribly wrong to me, and I have to be in that position of forgiving you. And do I have it in me to take that journey? Okay, I feel this pile has a lot of past life karma that it's clearing out. We talked about sustainability and making lifestyle changes. Eating clean food is clearly your guidance. These are the 3 guidance cards from spirits, by the way. You remember that you're here to teach, heal, and guide. Remember that it takes strength to forgive those who have hurt you. And remember that what you eat is who you are. Taking care of your mind, body, spirit is super important. And it's going to be supremely healing for your own journey. It will accelerate your own life's theme in a positive direction if you take care of your body. If you could perhaps cut down on the meat you consume. If you could perhaps, in whatever way or shape, help Mother Earth, join the cause of saving the planet, and you will see a lot of karmic healing happening for your relationships and your career as well. Okay, wow, that card flipped. This is your self-care guidance. Spend some time with animals. I mean, come on. I love this pile. I hope we guys become friends in life because I love animals. I love this energy. I think this world needs a lot of this compassionate, empathy driven, giving, forgiving people that this pile is and can become. Okay, spend time with animals. The age 48 and the age 12 will be of relevance for you, by the way. Let's pull out 3 more cards. If this reading has so far resonated for you, don't forget to hit the like button and tell me what you liked. Movement. I think physical activity brings us back to that. 36 could be a monumental year. You guys might even be making a change, a physical change, moving from one place to another, which might happen by the age of 36. The number 8, of course, could also be relevant. Connect with crystals. Crystals is again a very earthy energy. I feel this pile is repeatedly being told and guided to connect with Mother Earth, connect with elements of Earth, whether it's through animals, whether it's through crystals, whether it's through herbs. You guys have a career there. You guys have a future there. You guys have a life purpose engaged with it. Okay. The number 11, of course, adding up to number 2, could also be relevant for you. This pile, if I have to overall summarize it, you guys are givers, you guys are healers, you guys are empathetic, you guys are known for your ability to drive something to the end, because you can, you have that endurance, you have that tolerance, you have that teacher's patience, and you guys are meant to be the teachers, the healers, the nurturers of this Mother Earth. I hope that reading has helped you in some way, given you some clarity. If it did, I will see you in your next reading. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to those of you who's picked this Everyday Witch Oracle Tarot with that moon card there. We are going to first look at 3 major arcanas. So the 3 major key themes or traits you're playing out right now. Again, remember, this is your personality right now or what it's transforming into. We're not the same people over a long period of time anyway, okay? Let's look at what cards come out for you. Who are you? How people perceive you. Okay. We have the Strength card back again. Okay. Some of you might have been pulled towards 1 and 2. If you were pulled towards 1, maybe there's a message for you there. Okay. Okay. Let's go with this. Death. Interesting. Okay, and the Star. Oh my God, I have people in each pile that have big purposes clearly. Okay, the underlying energy, by the way, was Empress. I want to draw some more cards using this. We're going to first look at who you are. What are your key traits? Then we're going to get into how people may be perceiving you, and then any guidance that you have. Okay, let's look at it. Some zodiac signs which are obviously eminent here is Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio. This pile has a very strong resemblance to pile 1. Just feels like more of a progression from pile 1 to 2. So if you guys were drawn to pile 1 as well, you will have a message for yourself there, okay? Just feel free to watch that one as well. If you, of course, were drawn to pile 1 as well. If not, that's okay. Who you are. Okay, we have another card out. Hierophant. Oh my God. Okay, now I strongly recommend go watch pile 1. Go watch pile 1. This is so interconnected to the energy of pile 1 that you guys must watch pile 1. 5 of Swords. Wow. They had 5 of Cups. You have 5 of Swords. This is clearly a very linked pile. Some of you are perhaps going through that progression of 1 to 2 or 2 to 1. Okay, we're going to try some more cards. Who you are. Okay, with the 2 pages here, such an interesting pile. Wow. And the last card we drawn was King of Swords. Guys, this pile, whoever's picked pile 2, you need to tell me in comments you've picked pile 2, and you guys need to watch pile 1, okay? Because there is a message for you. I'm 100% sure in pile 1 now. Why am I saying that? They had King of Swords, you have King of Swords. They had Hierophant, you had Hierophant. Strength is the same card. They had the King of Swords, you have the Page of Swords as well. You're perhaps transitioning either from this to that, because there is a transformation energy here very strongly present, or they are transforming from that to this a little bit, okay? This will go a little vice versa because it's a lot of people who are going to watch this reading. Who are you? Okay, first of all, with the fixed sign energy showing up here, clearly you guys are also finishers, which means other people may start a project and forget about it, but you are the kind of people who will take things to the end. If there is a belief system that you've developed, you really take a long time to ever quit on that belief system, or move on and change to something else. This pile is more, wow, sorry, shook the camera. This pile is more, I would like to call rigid, or more stuck on their ideals than pile 1. Pile 1 still had certain amount of fluidity. The reason I say that is because sometimes you guys are also people who have multiple ideas. You get very excited. You want to run with all the ideas at the same time. And sometimes that leads to an absolute utter chaos. You know that about yourself. What do I mean by that? Let's say you wanted to study 3 things. You knew if I could have just started with one topic, it would have gone right. It would have been productive 3 hours. But you managed to pick up 3 different books, decided to read 3 different chapters, ended up learning much lesser than you would have if you would have stuck to one idea, okay? People do keep an eye on you often, by the way. You're the kind of personalities people love to talk about, mostly gossip about, but they do love to talk about. You're always the talk of the town. You've always done something scandalous, something controversial, something that people have something to say about. This is the pile people have a lot of opinions on. People really like to, sometimes backbitch, sometimes get inspired, but either way, you're not the kind of personality that ever gets, unnoticed by people, okay? Some people are intimidated by you just normally, okay? Your presence could be very intimidating. You might have those death stares that you give. You as a personality can be very difficult to please, not in the sense that you have high standards, but difficult to please in the sense that you're very vocal about things that do not work out for you. You articulate it, you say it as it is, and you will express when you're dissatisfied, which makes you often a difficult person to be around because you're somebody who's very opinionated about things the way they like it, how they want things to go. And I'm not saying this neither as a strength of your character or a weakness of your character. It's just who you are, right? So you are somebody who's opinionated. You are somebody who's verbally or animatedly expressive of how they're feeling when they are feeling it. You're also, in a very strange way, very open to learning yet. Okay, while you are opinionated, if somebody gives you a new perspective, you're not somebody who will be absolutely dismissive of it. You do like to consider, learn, evaluate, think through before you react, but you will react. This is a pile which is reactive. This is a pile which is yet learning how to keep its lizard brain in check, which goes through perhaps a lot of younger people here as well in this pile. You're still going through that transformation of having the maturity to know which battles are really not worth fighting. Okay, you over time, over life will gradually learn, and perhaps you'll attract a mentor, or if not more than one mentor, who will teach you how to ground yourself and become more mature. Your maturity level is what is of question. There is massive intelligence here. There's massive intellect here. Some of you are also great charmers, which means once people fall in love with you, they just can't get enough of you. But it takes certain kind of personalities only to understand you, to be around you. You've often been seen as a personality of extremes, okay? If you're happy, you're very happy. If you're not in a good mood, you can really spoil the mood of the entire room. If you're hangry, then you can be really mean. Then if you get, when you understand that it was not your fault, or that it was not the other person's fault, then you calm down and you become really apologetic. So whatever you do, there's a sense of extremity with this file, okay? And this you are also very aware of, because right now we're talking about who you are. You guys have many genius ideas. I strongly recommend you guys to write it, because these ideas will lead to something big, okay? Some of you either had absent fathers or lack of a structure in your life when you were growing up. Maybe your childhood was very chaotic. Maybe your parents were in a job that kept you moving from one place to another. There was a lack of a stable grounding, a stable home, a stable address for a very long time, which created an impact in your childhood. Now you consciously or subconsciously are always craving for that one home, that one residence, that one tribe, and it's yet not achieved. This person has yet, the person I'm looking at and reading for, has not yet achieved that tribe, but you're going towards it, okay? You're still learning how to not pick every battle, how not to react on everything, you're still healing through a lot of your childhood wounds, a lot of early adolescent wounds, which still play out in you, but you're learning that wisdom. You're learning that new thing. Some of you have recently joined a new job, and this job is going to teach you how to become more politically correct, which I'm sorry to say is important in this world that we survive in many cases, right? How to be more wiser when it comes to picking your enemies, knowing whom not to fight with, knowing what not to fight against. Those kind of things come out at play. Eventually, in your destiny, there is definitely, with the star card showing up, there's a lot of fame, there's a lot of recognition. But this pile has to go through that karmic cycle of understanding themselves first before they actually can go ahead and become anything to anybody else, okay? I want to look at how you get perceived by many people, okay? I'm doing 1 and 2 pretty different, I realized, because I think I was still processing it in 1, and every reading has a different flavor. So we'll see how 3 goes, okay? How do people perceive this file? You are perceived as the Scorpio itself. People do understand that there is a mystery about you, or there is initially. This pile also has this suffering, and tell me if that's true in the comments, okay? Initially, it's not you who are interested in people. This typically happens in love interest more than anything else. Initially, someone will recognize you, someone will pick you, and they will start chasing you. Then when you start giving them attention, they stop giving you attention. Okay, or when you start talking to them, they stop talking to you. There is a repeated cycle of you attracting people, but then it just becomes as if there's a plot twist and they no longer are chasing you, or they no longer are into you. And I'll tell you why this happened, because you need to understand this about yourself if this is you. If you do have a Scorpio rising or a Scorpio sun, typically happens with these 2 signs the most, because it's the ego and the outer layering that they're wearing as the rising. There is a magnetism which says that there is a mystery. But if you're not a Scorpio moon or a Venus or something like that, there is actually no mystery. So you will obviously come across as who you are. So if you are picking someone else, let's say you have 10 suitors who reach out to you, and you pick the one who showed you interest because they had a certain amount of mystery in you, please know that this will not work out, because I hope I'm able to explain this right. Scorpio's risings will always have a magnetism around them, which is typically sensual, which is typically mystic, which is typically as if they know something that you don't. But if it's just the rising and if it's not any other placement, then that's not who the person is. The person could be a Gemini, the person could be a Sagittarius. Now understand, these are very different energies as people, right? When they come across and they start talking and they realize that they're talking to a Sagittarius, for example, the interest which had initially drawn them, it has got nothing to do with you. That was just a perception of who they think you are versus who you really are. So you need to be always aware, whoever's picked this pile, that people perceive you to be darker, more mysterious, more magnetic in certain ways than actually you are. And you don't have to start becoming that rising sign. Please remember, it is not what you have to become. You have to stay what you are. You have to stay that open, childish, enthusiastic. This has a more Sagittarius vibe, and I can completely relate, because a lot of people go through that who have a strong Sagittarius energy but tend to have a strong Scorpio vibe around them. It happens because while they are oversharers, while they have a lot of passion and they want to explore the world and see the world and travel the world and tell everybody the first idea that comes out of the mind, the Scorpio doesn't want to be like that. So there's a mirage of an energy that you're creating around people. So if you talk more, if you share more, people will know from day one what you are versus you're not. It's a misconception about you which creates a certain amount of relationship conflicts in your life, okay? I was just going to turn that without shuffling. Let's see what's next. Okay, I'm going to go with this. 11th house. Your friends are definitely going to play a monumental life when it comes to your growth. This is a pile which learns from friends, and people also perceive you as somebody who's very influenced by their outer circle, by the people that they are around. You care about your friends, which is also very evident to everybody who meets you. With this 11th house energy showing up, many people And this may or may not be you. Do not wear a hat that is not you. But I'm telling you what people perceive you as. Don't shoot the messenger. Some people think that you make friendships because it benefits you. Okay, that whoever is your close friend, it benefits you to be around them in some form or other, because 11th house is the house of gains and losses. And for that gain, you make friends. That could be a certain perception about you. Okay, there is an agenda, there is a planning around your friendships. You're somebody who makes friends to gain something out of that friendship, and all of us do gain something or the other out of our relationships. That's the point of being in them, to receive and give. But some people also might think that you make famous friends, okay? Or you could be somebody who just has friends who are sharper, cooler, better, because you kind of get that kind of a validation from them, that you're hiding yourself away as the Scorpio that you come across to them behind this friendship circle that you have. This does not have to be you. These are just perceptions about you. Please remember that, okay? We are going to take one more. We're going to go with this. Jupiter. Which is why I said this pile needs to go watch pile 1. There is a change in confidence levels which you guys will experience over time. After a certain age, you will start to be the more enterprising friend. You will start to become the more calmer friend. You will start to be the friend who actually knows where you're going. At the initial years of life, of course, that might be your friends who bring into that to your table. In the later part of life, you will start reciprocating it. Many of you will go through a massive... Your key strength of why your friends love you, by the way, is your optimism. You're genuinely an optimistic person. You genuinely see opportunities. You genuinely believe that you're going to get out of things easy. Some people, by the way, perceive you to be just plain lucky. You're lucky by association and you're just hiding behind it. Okay? Many of people can see your desire to learn. You also come across as somebody who's very open to learning whenever she gets an opportunity to learn, or he gets an opportunity to learn. Whenever there is a chance to expand your horizons, people know that you will take that chance. You will take that leap to go after what you seek. I have a strong Scorpio Sagittarius mixed vibe here. Even though there is a Leo, there is an Aquarius. This pile gives me a strong Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aquarius vibe, but very less Aquarius. Honestly, majorly Scorpio and Sagittarius. With these two cards also showing up, it gives me that strong vibe of... It's as if sometimes you're a Scorpio personality which is very mysterious, which is very deep, which is very mystic, which does not like to share. And then you go through this other extreme wherein you're oversharing, you're out for adventures, everybody is your friend. And this contrast, okay, can sometimes make you look two-faced to others. It is not that you are two-faced. I'm not calling you two-faced. But a part of this reading was about how you are perceived. Let's get into your guidance cards now, okay? Let's see the guidance that comes out from Spirit. Oops. Okay. Something will grow from this. Number 16 and 15. So the age 15, by the way, could be relevant for you. Some of you are literally being transformed. Again, that transformation energy. You guys will repeatedly go through cycles. I'm again reminding you guys, this pile needs to watch pile 1, because I gave some important messages which I feel you guys need to listen, which is in pile 1. You guys will grow out of this. Stop thinking about what others are perceiving you to be. Just... the message of garden also reminds me of the first house pile, which talked about sustainability. Again, if you guys are somebody who likes to get involved in saving Mother Earth, in doing something for the planet, in making lifestyle changes that get you to a more healthier, closer to Earth's place, you know that is a life calling for you, okay? You know that that's where you will earn money from, by the way, okay? Some of you will, of course, travel in the next few years. That is for sure. Whoever's picked this pile, there is a journey that you need to take. There are your friend circle. You will have a strong, even if not a circle, I would say 2 to 3 women in your life, at least one woman in your life. And I'm literally saying a woman, doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. There will be one woman in your life who would be, and one man army, whoever's picked this pile. Number 28, the age 28, the age 10 could be relevant numbers for you guys, okay? This person and you together are an army. Okay, you will, if you've never had a friend like that, if you've never had a sister like that, if you've never had a confidant like that, for some of you this could be, of course, your wife. This person will be all you need to become this, because there's a lot of money in your life, by the way. Okay, you need to find that one person whose validation, whose value system is aligned with yours. Okay, who inspires you to take that next big step, who tells you that you're good enough just in your own way. Okay, and this could be one sister, one spirit guide, or it could be more than one, but there's definitely one in your life. Age 24, the number 6 or the number 24 could be an important number for you. Again, with the potion, and look at it, she's doing herb magic. Okay, you're being told to learn self-love. I don't care whether you're a man or a woman watching this. Make friends or declutter your life from people who do not understand the concept of self-love, who are not worried about self-love, who don't talk about self-love, who are not focused on what is good for their mind, body, spirit, who do not want to learn and grow. Those kind of people are the people you need to leave behind. You need to let go, because there is that Scorpio pull in you which tends to go towards how to explain it? Don't attract drama. Don't be around gossiping people just because it keeps time passing, right? Be around people who have an ambition, who have a goal. Reach out and have conversations with people who care to read, who care to grow themselves, because it is your top 5 friends who will shape you, right? If they're not talking about things that make them better people, you are not going to become a better person being around that person, right? So choosing your friends wisely is a very important message for this particular pile. Also, of course, taking care of your mind, body, spirit. We will look at angel guides in a minute, but pile 1 clearly had that vegetarianism theme going on. So taking care of your mind, body, spirit is also very, very important. Never give up. What a wonderful message as a guidance coming in. Your knowledge will over time grow tremendously, guys. I think you guys are also academically inclined. Many of you are people who like to study and who like to grow your knowledge. Wow, I love this. You will, through this, teacher and this, some of you might actually be at places of power, and someone else might be your advisor, or you might become an advisor to somebody who's of importance, and through this relationship you will grow tremendously. Okay, if you're facing a difficult time, that is literally universe coming in to tell you this too shall pass. Okay, don't just exist, live. Like I said, I think many of you are getting pulled into relationships, or getting pulled or surrounded by people who can't dream big. Okay, if you have people around you who consistently only dream small, who want very little from life, who don't think those big dreams are meant to worth having, your confidence in yourself will start to go down, right? So have people around you who really want to live, not just exist. Expressing yourself in a loving, you know what, some of you have this problem, whoever's picked this pile, either you do not articulate what you're feeling and you keep it all bottled in, and then one day it just comes out, okay, with all the aggression and the assertiveness and hyper emotion, or you're crying because you just didn't say what had to be said in that first day in one sentence. So learning when to communicate, how to communicate using the color blue, working with the throat chakra will be wonderful for you guys. Okay, you guys are here to give as well, which is why I'm not repeating some of the message. I'm hoping that you will have the intelligence and the faith to go and watch pile 1. Did I just say intelligence? Shoot me. But go and watch pile 1. There's a message there. I'm not repeating myself. But you guys are not given these tests and trials in order for you to just let it all feel like as if the world is sadistic, as if God is sadistic, and it just wants to give you hard lessons, and you just are pulled into dramatic people issues where people are just fighting with each other for no rhyme or reason. You are learning something from this. You are supposed to pick up something from this school of life, and you've signed up for these lessons. Okay, people often forget that you had the power to choose, and you chose this. Okay, one last card, be of service. Oh my God, I love the synchronicity between 2 and 1. If you feel, how am I going to get that money? How am I going to become successful? Because this pile, at least if you say it and you accept it to yourself, you do desire fame. You want to be famous, you want to be recognized, you want to be appreciated. You do get a positive motivation from being there for others, and then others acknowledging that you were there for them, if you know what I mean, right? That emotion can be derived even when nobody gives you that validation, but you know that you did something good. And if you've ever done a good charity cause, if you've helped somebody, even, I'm sure nobody takes pictures and selfies and post it, but don't you feel great that you did something of valuable impact, that you made someone smile? How can you be of service to this society? When you feel depressed, try it. Literally just try it. If you're feeling like your life's not worth it, I was just thinking it just makes sense to end this life. If you're not able to tap into the emotion of gratitude either, just go and do something for someone. Okay? Very small acts to big act. You will feel a shift in your own energy vibration. Okay, you're growing. This pile, I feel, had a lot of young people. You're still growing and there's still a long, long journey ahead. I want you to take that as a message that grow through what you grow through. Okay, go through. Health checkup is back again. Age 26 and 8 could be relevant for you. This is just a self-care card reminding you again, what you eat is what you become. Take care that you're eating well, good food. 23 and family. Some of you, I strongly feel, are going through mother, you have that sister energy very strongly here. You might have a mother, you might have a grandmother. You're very protected by women, whoever you are, whoever's watching this reading. Spending time with those who protect you, okay, are very, very important, is very, very important for you. Dance. I love this. This is your last self-care guidance card, which literally sums up, take life easy, darling. Take life easy. Some of you might actually struggle with comparison issues. You tend to compare your life journey with somebody else's, and that's really, really not worth it. You're way more powerful than it. You have the Taurus and the Leo energy strongly present in you, which tells me that through dedication, through focus, through the desire itself, through that childlike, happy, passionate energy that you bring into life, you can dance through it all. Okay? These could be some relevant age groups for you. If not, that could be just important numbers or dates coming up in the months ahead for you. I hope this reading has resonated. You found some inspiration through it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and hit subscribe. I will see you in your next reading. Hello and welcome to those of you who's picked pile 3 or the Rider's Waite tarot deck, which is the moon card right here for you. We're going to first look at some major arcanas. We're going to look at who you are, what personality traits come up for you. Remember, this is not your entire personality. This is energy, who you are showing up right here, right now as we watch this reading. And it is, of course, a timeless reading. You will find other relevant links in the timestamp below. We're going to first look at who you are, how others perhaps perceive you, anything that shows up for you there, any key guidance that Spirit wants to give you thereby. Okay, we're going to first look at 3 major arcana cards and see what comes out. I'm trying to take jumpers, but if you don't get jumpers quickly, we will get into card pulls. Okay, we have 1 card, 2 card. We'll take 2 out here. Okay. Let's see this one because I'm curious. That was the star card. We've got that in 2 readings already. Let's see what came up for you guys. We have the Death, the Judgment, and the Temperance. Love this energy. We did see the Star, of course. So I'm going to count that in the reading. And the underlying energy is Chariot. Wonderful energies here again. Wow. I like this pile. This pile has power, by the way. Okay, I see Sagittarius, Scorpio, Pisces. Give me a minute. My dog wants to get out. Past is something that haunts you. Yeah. Past is something that continues to stay very, very live and present. This could be past as in your childhood. This could be your past relationships. You guys take a long time to move on from the past and come to the present. And sometimes the future gives you anxiety. So this is my anxiety-driven pile. This is my pile which continues to overthink, which will think of 10 different scenarios, which will think of all the what-ifs in this world and then stress themselves out. So it's either the past or the future that plagues your mind. It is difficult for you mostly to stay in the present moment. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands. I'm going to just set this up. We have the Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups, Page of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. Perfect. Let's see who you are. The underlying energies again, Star. Clearly, the Star wanted to show up in your pile as well. So we will take that into account. Don't worry, I'm going to count it in when I do this reading, okay? First of all, you guys are the life of a party in many cases, okay? You know how to enter a room and take the stage and own it when you want to. People do love your confidence, your optimism. You're very optimistic by nature as well. You are somebody who is generous when it comes to your resources, your knowledge, your ability to give is really strong. Apologies, had to stop the video again and I lost my trail of thought, but we're back. Many of you have passionate ideas. Some of you have had quite a few love affairs in life. I'm going to just say it as it is, okay? Relationship starts, then you had different plans, the other person has different plans, FOMO kicks in, fear of missing out opportunities, and it just seems to go nowhere, okay? You're great at multitasking. You're perhaps also people who have varied levels of interest. You're creative people. You like to build something from ground zero. You have many, many ideas. You can think until the sun comes down, okay? You can keep on processing a piece of information and you can look at it from different ways. This pile suffers majorly from fear of missing out opportunities. Most of you had a very strong sense of judgment, but what happens is you don't trust that sense of judgment. For example, let's say, I'm going to give you a very basic example. Sometimes a guy asks you out on a date and you know it's not going to go anywhere, but you're just scared that I'm going to miss out on an option. I'm just going to miss out on something I know is perhaps not for me. So I'm just going to go on that date, figure out how it goes, and spend about 2 months trying to juggle between this or that, this idea or that idea, play a little bit of a drama, and then in the third month realize, hey, this is not meant to go anywhere. But you knew that on the first go. Do you know what I mean? This pile does not trust its intuition. That is the only major challenge that you have right now. You can juggle more than one thing. You have many passionate ideas. Your career can go many places. But even though spirit comes in often to give you a very clear directive answer, there's something in you which keeps on pulling you to the other way. What did I miss out? What did I not get? Which road did I not take? What did I leave when I picked this? Instead of focusing on what you really know to be the truth for yourself at different scenarios, you tend to play too much around possibilities and dwell in probabilities, and then it causes a lot of delay, which can be easily, overcome, okay? I'm going to take a sip of my tea. This has been an over an hour's reading. I hope you have a cup of tea as well, because we're going to get into, of course, how others see you and what guidance you have. Okay, another important thing for this pile is, younger people around you will always look up to you for guidance, and hence you need to remember, whether you like it or you don't, you do have people who literally will follow you to everything that you do. So to have that accountability that people really care about your decisions are things that others will copy, should bring in a sense of accountability within you as well, okay? This pile, and I'm going to say it as it is, you're not somebody who likes to take up a lot of responsibilities. You'd rather be a nomad, living your own life at your own terms, but you will need in life at different phases and places to be the one who's the adult of the scenario, to be the one who takes ownership of what is going on right here, right now. Many of you stop yourself when it comes to following your ideas passionately. There is a lack of completing a project that is started. You had one idea, you started it, you had one relationship, you started it, you thought it's going to go in a certain way. Within 6 days, there's a new plan, and then it starts to go another way. And then in the 7th day, there's something new as a tangent that joins in, and the story has completely changed. I hope that could make sense for you, right? So the ability to stick through a plan is what you need, and what you will gain through different transformations and through different parts of life, through phases and lessons of life, because the universe will teach you that sooner or later, okay? Some of you will often have patterns in which you leave behind a friendship, a relationship, a college, something of the past, an opportunity, and it comes back to you many, many years later. And I mean like many, like 20 years later. You might be at 54, and somebody whom you've known at the age of 19 comes back into your life, and then from 54 until you die, you're again great best of friends. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Those kind of things happen to you pretty often. Things that are long gone, long forgotten, resurface, and then something new is built from it. Okay, I'm going to look at, you're also very well networked as people. Okay, you know a lot of people, or a lot of people know you. That is very, very evident about you. You guys are great stalkers for sure. So when you want to know something or about someone, your curiosity has no bounds, and you will go to the ends of the earth to get that piece of knowledge, to get that curiosity satisfied. Okay, and hence curiosity is great because it helps you grow, but curiosity is also the reason why the cat was killed. Goes both ways. It's neither a positive nor a negative trait. It's just a trait. Okay, let's look at one more shuffle before we move into how people look at you. Sundress, do it for you. This pile really needs to learn, and I'm getting into the guidance side of it. Do some things because you wanted to do it, because it just made sense to you, and you don't have to list out. Again, this pro and con list making tends to make you go through a lot of FOMO, tends to make you re-question your choices. Many of you are already aware when you're watching this reading what traits, what habits, what people do not keep you healthy, do not keep you strong. And even though, look at her, she has one leg, right? One leg has gone through such a big medical surgery, and yet here she is, ready to slay her dragons. You guys are scared of change, and hence you like to see it all, do it all, know it all, and then I will take the next step. There is no certainty coming for you, and Spirit wants to come in and address this, saying something might have happened to you as well at the age of 6, by the way, which could have been a traumatic memory of the childhood. A very specific message was for some of you. Feast, slow down and celebrate your life. 29. Some of you are also again comparing yourself, a very similar message to 2 here, comparing yourself to where others are versus what I did. 31. This could be another relevant number for you. How long have you even counted the blessings that you have? Okay, have you ever experienced, you have some great friends in life. Are you grateful for them? Okay, don't look at someone's chapter 20 when you are at chapter 2 of yours and think that Spirit is not being fair to you. You don't know what took that success. You don't know what's behind that picture. You don't know what life they are actually living. Do not look at social media and think everybody has it sorted and you do not. That is a very strong guidance coming out for this pile. You tend to rush through life, or you want life through rush as per a certain scheme of events or a certain script that you have. I want to be a graduate at this age. I want to be married by this age. I want to have 3 children by this age. I want to make a house by this age. I want to travel the world by that age. These are your scripts. These are your plans, which then make you feel great or bad depending upon whether you got them or not. That has nothing to do with what life is happening for the rest of us. Right? There is nothing to do with Spirit's plan for you. Those are just benchmarks from your societal conditioning, inner child wounds, or your desires where you've given them a label, a time frame. Life is not happening at that time frame. Life is happening at its own time frame. Right? If there is a passionate idea that you guys get, this is a pile which I strongly feel has the ability that if you can keep your momentum stable, if you can keep your motivation stable, you guys are meant to do great things. The problem of your life is you lose momentum, you lose focus, you start to juggle between many things because fear comes in, fear of missing out something, fear of being wrong, and that's when things start going south. Some of you are also being told to learn from your past mistakes. With that judgment showing up, judgment is the re-evaluation, the awakening. Some of you will go through some big spiritual awakenings, by the way, in your lifetime, wherein you will drastically transform when it comes to your spiritual practices. Okay, maybe some of you are atheist and you'll become a strong believer. Some of you might be absolutely not interested in idol worshipping, then you look at idol worshipping as a great method to connect to the divine. Whatever those changes could be, there are some shifts and changes which will happen to you in your spiritual life, which some of you have also perhaps gone through some of those drastic changes while you watch this. Let's look at how people perceive you before we move into further guidances. If this reading has so far resonated, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, tell me what you thought about it. It really, really does motivate me and helps me a lot. Okay. Wow, 11th house is back again. If you guys, any of you were drawn between 1 and 2, whichever pile you were drawn to, especially if you were drawn to 1, you might have a message there. People think you're very well networked. Whether you are or you're not, that is irrelevant. But people think that you have strong friends. Luck is always in your favor. You're typically lucky. You have at least one, if not more, powerful, resourceful friendships which make you who you are. Okay. People also understand that you value friendships a lot. Okay. That you are somebody who will give without questioning when it comes to your near and dear ones. The sun, oh my God, this pile with this card and temperance there. Some of you have some father debts of past lifetime that you're clearing out. Okay, this could be your father took money, your ancestors took money from somebody, or they cheated somebody and you're paying off that debt. Some of you are literally here to make the world ascend. And the world, by that, obviously, I don't mean all of you are not going to become the next Bill Gates or the next Steve Jobs or the next. I'm glad if you do remember Taropal then. But none of us are going to become those. All of us are not going to become names that go on newspapers, right? But all of us have a large and a small community around us where we make a huge difference, where our lifestyle changes makes a huge difference. Your own sister, your brother, your mother, your boss, your colleague, the person you report to. These people are inspired or not by someone's actions around them, right? You are somebody who's going to make monumental spiritual life changes, which takes your closer community to a higher space. I hope that I could make sense, okay? And people are aware about this. People do think that you're somebody who's wise, sometimes self-centered, but wise. Self-centered could be another thing that people assume you to be. You're aloof. You do not come across as somebody, you might care a lot because you do have anxiety balls inside you, but at least for the outer world, you're somebody who's ready to be open-minded, somebody who's ready to give freedom and take freedom, somebody who's not very not very scared of change. You might be internally, but that's at least not how people assume you to be. People also tend to copy your fashion styles, okay? Let's say you wear a certain kind of a color in a certain way, or you like certain kind of a music star. People like to copy you, okay? Because the sun and the Aquarius showing up, people like to copy you. Okay? Be fearlessly authentic. Wow, that's the wonderful message that showed up for you guys as well. Okay. Whoever you are, whatever your choices are, whatever you love, own it. And that's exactly how you beat FOMO as well, okay? Because fear of missing opportunity stems from the fact when we don't know who we are. And if we don't know who we are, then we're often scared of missing out on something that we may or may not even want, right? Remember, we don't always want everything that we are missing out on. Radiate happy brings us back to that sundress. The happier you are, you literally can be the sunshine of people's life. Okay, with that radiate happy, you literally, the sun sign, when you enter a room, you literally have the power to change the energy of that entire room, to bring in that happiness. Hence, guide from spirit, and others know it, okay? When you're in a good mood, you'll keep the entire room happy. When you're not in a good mood, things do, the vibe of the room does change. So it is in your power to change it. Creativity takes courage, brings me back. You do have a lot of passionate ideas. There are many, many creative endeavors that you have. But do you have the courage? Do you have the determination? Do you have the motivation? Do you have it in you to sacrifice that moodiness in order to achieve what you are meant to receive in this lifetime? Okay, I'm going to look at angel guidance for you now. I hope this reading has resonated. And if it did, I really want to know which part is you, because I'm going to, of course, a lot of people are going to watch this. So I'm always interested to know who this pile is. Okay, the scatterbrained, rather. Books, increasing your knowledge. about whichever topic you're more interested in. I strongly feel this pile is going to go through some sort of higher education as well in the next 2 years, if not just spiritual studies. I strongly feel it could be related to your actual career when you're taking up higher education. You are here to spread love. Do not allow your experiences to make you bitter. Some of you may be, again, I'm reminding, confused between 1 and 2. If you were pulled between any of the piles, both the piles have a very clear message that might have a resonance with your heart. Keep your heart chakra open. Work with the color green. Understand the energy of love, because through you, I think that ascension will happen. Wow. We were talking about heart chakra and Archangel Raphael show up. If you are people who have faced a lot of physical ailments or physical health issues, work with Archangel Raphael. He does want to come in and help you and heal you. You need to call for his help. You need to literally call for his help. Some of you, again, might be healers. You guys are also people who have the potential to take the stage, because I had the Queen of Wands there. You can take the stage and literally be spiritual gurus or people who give talks, motivational talks. Those could be certain career paths which may be calling for you, okay? Because we did have the knowledge of spirituality and Archangel Raphael showing up for you here. Let's look at some self-care guidance card to wrap up this reading. How and what do you need to take care of yourself? Of who this wonderful souls are. I really want to know who you are, because that's what the reading is. Let's see. Be still. Meditation is one strong message coming up for you. In fact, literally naps could also be great for your self-help. Let's look at this card. Burning bowl ritual. You need to release a lot from the past. You would know how that fits in. But there's something in your life which is no longer true for your current here and now, but it continues to stick on, because it's somewhere still etched in your subconscious. Look for fairies. I don't know why all 3 piles today had something or the other to do with Mother Earth. Maybe as a collective we are being told together, and this message is coming in more strongly for you than ever. Maybe as a collective, as human beings, we need to start thinking about, where are we going to live? And it's not just I'm going to die by the time the earth is here. I'm responsible, right? I am responsible. You're responsible for the earth that we leave behind, for the next lifetime that I'm going to come into, for my grandchildren, for your grandchildren. I feel this pile is here to also raise those big questions amongst people. Where are you? And for you to be that connected, okay, I strongly feel you should work with fairies, of course, with this card coming out. Gardening, doing something for Mother Earth, making some lifestyle change, and literally asking for fairies to speak to you. Try it and tell me if it worked. The age group here could, of course, be relevant here with the number 30, 4 and 7. These could be some relevant numbers for you. Some dates which are coming up. I hope this reading has helped you and inspired you. Thank you again for your wonderful time and support. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to those of you who picked this beautiful, last but not the least, Moon card from the Animal Spirit deck. I love this card's energy, by the way. It has a cat, lady, and a blue butterfly. Okay, I mean, that is female energy, that is the divine feminine mother, that is intuition, that is transformation, that is the change, and the moon bath that this it's not even a cat, it links, sorry, is enjoying. Okay, intuition is strongly, of course, the message of the moon. And let us look at what are the key traits that you bring into this reading. Remember, tarot is just current energy. There are some other relevant reads which I strongly recommend you to watch, which are mostly timeless, unless of course it's the December monthly reading, and if you're just watching this while I'm pulling this out. The 3 main traits that you have. What is your current energy like? We're going to look at that first with 3 major arcanas. 1 card's out. Let's take 3 more. Okay, we have 2 more out. The underlying energy is the World, lovely. The Fool, the Justice. There's a contest on Instagram that I'm going to play where people have to guess which pile did I pick. And this pile makes me laugh. Okay. For myself, I mean. Okay. We have Fool, Justice, Death. 3 clear zodiac signs. And of course, it does not mean that if this zodiac sign is not yours, it's not your reading. These energies are strongly present with the Sagittarius, Libra and Scorpio. These could be your sun, moon, rising, your midheaven, your north node, your different placements. And depending upon, of course, this could be the Mahadasha that you're in. This could be the strong chart placements, or primarily just the energy of the collective. Whoever's picked this file, you're going through, and do you see that synchronicity? September, October, November, December. That is that season that this file is. If I have to sum it up for a season for you guys, okay, from September to December, if you had to see yourself as a season, do tell me which part of the world you're in, where are you located, and which season would that be for you in the comments below, because that will be a wonderful, wonderful way to know each other in a very different manner. But hold on, I need to put this on focus. Okay, perfect. I think this is okay. Let's look at who you are. Who is this file? Okay, wow, that's another major arcana out with the Chariot. That is the energy of the Cancer. I have 3 cards out. I want to take one more. Okay, your bottom deck energy is the Page of Cups. And let's look at these cards. King of Wands, Page of Wands, the Four of Summer, and the Queen of Winter. Very, very mixed group of people who've actually picked this pile, and actually perhaps in very different trajectories of life. Okay, let's start talking. First of all, when it comes to zodiac, the Justice and the Queen of Winter, strong Libra energy present here. I have Chariot, which is the Cancer. This is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But for you guys, I strongly feel it is a more Leo, Sagittarius energy than an Aries energy. Of course, it could still be present because we do have the Death, which is the Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars. And we have the Four of Cups here, okay? First things first, some of you guys, in fact, all of you guys, till the time that you've reached this part of the reading, that you've reached this reading here and now today, whenever you're watching it, you've had multiple lifetimes, you've had multiple transformations, you've gone through big changes in life. And by big, I mean big, like, what do I call by big? Maybe you've been married and divorced. Maybe you've been in a 15-year-old relationship and then it didn't work out. Maybe you've been in a 10-year relationship, it didn't work out. Maybe you wanted to be an engineer and now today, 10 years later, after 10 years of a career in engineering, you are a chef. Or you could have gone through a severe chronic ailment and you healed. Okay, or you're battling something which people, as a disease, which people can't even imagine how difficult it is to live with. This is a pile which has lived through a massive, extreme transformation. Okay, you're the kind of people who people would meet at childhood and have a different perception about you. Then they met you at the age of 14 and they were shocked to hell that this is that same child. And when they met you at 26, they were like, oh my God, you've gone through a massive transformation. Who are you? You look better, you look different, you talk different. You know, those kind of people who feel like as if they're going through a makeover every 2 to 3 years. That is you. And you know it. Okay, strong Pisces energy here, even though there's no Pisces. You guys are chameleons. You're changing with time. You're evolving. You're leaving your skin behind and you're wearing the new skin. You're literally the phoenix that keeps on changing, rising again, rising above. Okay. That is a very clear theme for whoever's picked this pile. If you're very, very young, then that is the life journey that I'm talking about, okay? Very, very young as an 18 below or something like that, okay? Some of you are very good when it comes, in fact, all of you rather, are very good when it comes to understanding when the other person is bullshitting. You're not the kind of people who have ever... I mean, I think you guys can count, because I think to say never is a very... You can count the number of times people have managed to fool you or say lie to you, which you did not know. 8 out of 10 times when you are in a room, either people do not dare to lie, or when they lie, you're very aware that they're lying, and the other person is also very aware that the other, this person did not buy the bull crap that I just sold them. You have a very leader energy. You are confident. You are inspiring to everybody around you. The King of Wands and the Queen of Swords showing up. If confidence can be personified, okay, and leadership skills can be personified, it is the combination of these two. And the reason I do not bring in the King of Pentacles or the King of Cups here is because if you look at the complementary, I'm sorry if you guys could hear some construction noise, can't help it. This is the combination of fire and air. As a combination, as a complementary team, this works out wonderfully well. This has the power to make the plans and to get those executed. With this, there is wisdom, there is self-sufficiency, and there's a certain amount of intellectual, depth which these decisions get. With this two combination present in your reading, you know how to make a good plan, and then you know how to follow through to get the plan done. Okay, those are some very strong strengths of yours. What are your weaknesses? You're scared of vulnerability. You do not know how to open up. You do not know how to express. Many a times, you're not acting ungrateful, but people think that you're not counting them as a blessing just because you're not expressing how much you care or value this person's presence in your life. Sometimes you get too bored out of life, and in boredom, you take these drastic decisions, these impulsive decisions which take you nowhere. Okay, there's a need for you to balance. There is this desire for you to do great for the society, but then there's also a desire to escape the society overall, and this push and pull inside you tends to hold you back. Very soon, especially after you cross the age of 38, 36, 42, this age group, once you've crossed that middle age of your life, you will feel more grounded and more balanced when it comes to the active masculine and the active feminine side of yours. You tend to go through these extreme zones wherein you're either just in that planning mode or you're just doing. You struggle with asking other people for help. Life, if you want to build an empire, you will need people. And you will need people skills. Right? You are very sharp, you're very enthusiastic, you're confident, you're passionate, you're that one-man army, yes, but a kingdom needs people, right? And you are learning through your journey right here, right now, how to understand people and the dynamics and complexities of the human mind, as the emotional as people can get. Because see, I have the only one cup card, which is the Four of Cups, which in itself talks about a certain amount of dissatisfaction with what life is bringing to you. Your major lessons, your major learning are around relationships, especially, of course, around romantic relationships. Many of you will attract a partner from a different community or a tribe altogether, because you need to learn and understand what diversity has as a benefit on the table. Okay, you're very good peacekeepers, you're very diplomatic, you're very shrewd, but somewhere inside there is this contentment issue. Okay, because there is this coldness, because you've become very wise, you've become very analytical, but it's also made you discontent with most people around you. I feel traveling will drastically change that. Perhaps you guys are also very much involved in traveling, and the more you travel, the more different kind of communities you meet. You will see that change happening in you emotionally, gradually, wherein you're transforming into a more accepting personality rather than just expecting always brilliance. The problem is you're intelligent, you have common sense, and you get very easily agitated when others do not show that same level of intelligence. Many of you are very, very spiritually aligned. You're not very attached to worldly outcomes, in the sense of that this is a fool's journey, that life is very temporary, and because you have attained a certain amount of soul wisdom, the next lesson here is to accept those who are not at par or are ahead of you or are behind you, because it's not a race. It's not like somebody is just losing something because they are 10 steps behind you. They are just gaining something new and big because they are 10 steps ahead you. We are at different stages of different aspects of life when it comes to evolution, and this is not a race that one of us is going to win sooner by just getting all the lessons quicker and faster. Your morning routines are playing a strong role as to your entire mood. Look at the number of fish energy. I think your career's abundance is also extremely determined by how well you are navigating through your mornings. Do you have a strict routine? If not, please take this as a reminder. There has to be certain self-care rituals. There has to be certain... in fact, if you're not 40 yet, 40 will be a turning age of your life. It will be a new morning. I strongly said at the very beginning of this pile will go through massive life changes throughout, okay? Guarding your mornings, being more productive in the mornings is a very clear message for you guys. Wow, we have the same card in pile 3. Some of you might have been attracted to pile 3 as well. Slow down. Don't compare your life. The age 29 could be relevant for you, or the age number 11, of course. Whatever you have, again, bringing me back to that, it's not like you lack gratitude, but you need to say it out more. Do more gratitude journaling. Be thankful for the lessons that you've had. Be thankful for the confidence, the opportunities, the privileges that you have. Do not compare your life journey with another person. They could be at chapter 92 and you don't have to rush this through. I love the cards. Oh my God, this is the first time I've turned this card. Weave together the crown you deserve. Look at the wonderful message, thorns. And see, the message is not roses, it's not petals, it's thorns. Your life journey will be about mastering one lesson, and then perhaps you feel a little isolated, you feel a little guarded, and you don't want to share that experience anymore with ever again. Something happened for some of you at the age of 14, by the way, which could be relevant. It's your life lesson to not allow the thorns, the stings, to make you bitter, like how the Queen of Swords can become. She can become very bitter, very cold, very detached, very ruthless. But rather to be the wise, grounded, patient, logical, reasonable, uplifting personality that the same experiences can make you. It is a choice. It is a choice of what you do. If you have a lot, then share it with others. It is the feast. Look at that. You can always rewrite the story. Okay, some of you are very, very harsh on yourself for the bad judgments you've made in life, for how you misassessed people or how you misassessed some situation. It's done. It is really done. Okay, by the way, people really, really love this pile's energy when it comes to when you enter a room. You really know how to change the energy, how to drive something to its absolute peak and success. Okay, let's look at. Okay, we have house, zodiac and planet, all three out for you. Okay, we have one card extra, Mars and Saturn. You guys will have many responsibilities and many battles to fight, but with responsibilities and battles comes power and success, your own identity. The first house is always about ourselves. Okay, you're going through a transformation. You're learning how to feel powerful within yourself. Scorpio and that death card there, it's again affirmative. Many of you will become strong astrologers, psychics. Wow, the underlying card itself is moon. Okay, psychics, healers, because you do have it in you and you're very aware about it. Some of you, if not, others are also very aware about you, because we've taken out these cards how others see you. They see you as power enigma. They see you as somebody whose anger is crazy. You don't mess with this person when they are angry. You're very hardworking. You're very dedicated. Slightly pessimistic and skeptical at times, but you're hardworking and dedicated. How you come across to other people. You may not think that you're very hardworking, but others at least think that you are hardworking. You're somebody who's very responsible, who takes responsibility as a part of their character. You're very accountable. You care about your work. You're ambitious. You're driven. You're goal-oriented. You're not somebody, especially at workplace, who people see as someone who's just existing. You care about taking the stage. You care about getting your voice heard. You care about bringing in the important changes, and you are here to make a shift, a difference, a tremble. You're not going to go into the light without being noticed, and this others are very, very aware of. Some people are very much aware also about the wisdom that you bring in. Many people look at you as a wise soul who has the knowledge of a lot of deep mystical things, and they value you for this. Okay, remember though, your anger is something that people are a little pissed off of. You know, like you come across as somebody who's very annoying when you're angry, or who's very overbearing when he's angry. You need to work on your anger. That is definitely for sure. But otherwise, you're seen as somebody who's focused on self-development, who's responsible, who's mysterious, who wants to know deep, who knows many secrets, who knows more than they show, and they're not an enigma to be messed with. Okay, Your anger is definitely one of your biggest killers, okay, of the mood, okay? And you can work upon it. Don't just say, oh, that's just who I am, because that's the whole point of tarot. When you read something, when you know something, when you become self-aware, the idea is to improve on yourself, okay? Some people also understand that you've had many responsibilities, maybe because of an absent father figure, or you grew old at a very young age, if I'm explaining that right, okay? You got maturity at a young age. It came to you at a price, and people are aware about it, okay? Gratitude changes everything. I love how spirit works. We just spoke about gratitude journaling. Own less, do more. Over time, over age, this pile will reach a place wherein you're going to, and tell me if you've already started that, you're going to stop making. You've perhaps had some years in life when you had to prove to a lot of people that I'm not a loser, that I'm not going to lose, that I'm going to win this, that I deserve to be here. And it's been a difficult journey. I feel emotional for you guys. It's been a very difficult journey. Trust me, I understand how that feels. But those days are gone. Those days are over. Okay? You get what you give. Go through what you go through. I love this. I said this for one of the piles. If you pick that pile as well, you will know. As much as you want to attract affection, acceptance, love, you got to be that. And you will get that. If you get that core message from this reading, you will get a lot out of it, okay? Do let me know if this reading has resonated so far. You got to hit the like and the subscribe button and tell me what you think so far. Let's look at your angel guidance and your self-care messages to wrap this up. Okay. Goddess energy. I strongly feel this pile in the next 1 year, whenever you watch this, spend the next 12 months focusing on your divine feminine side. Means paint more, receive more, listen more, self-love, take care of your body, take care of your health, take care of your physical beauty, nurture your animals, plants around you, spend more time outdoors in nature, do things for the joy of doing them. For the next 1 year, if you can just make this shift in your personality, you will take a huge leap when it comes to where you're going and what you're doing, what you're here for, okay? Let's look at these two guidances. Third eye chakra. Again, I strongly said some of you do have it in you to become psychics, spiritual healers, tarot readers. If there is a spiritual career that you're trying to make out of it, you have it in you. Spending time in meditation near water bodies as well. If you guys can travel to a water body, that would be wonderful for you. Third eye chakra clearing. Some of you might be actually considering a Reiki healing. And if you are, take this as a big thumbs up from spirit to go ahead and get that Reiki healing done. Last but not the least, if you feel scared, okay, because you do have some scary experiences in life. I'm not going to, just push that under the rug. You do have some very scary, traumatic, even abusive experiences in life. I want you to please take this message and do write it in the comment below. Call upon Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, I seek your guidance and protection. And visualize a white light. Okay, and you will feel his protection. Archangel Michael, I call upon your guidance, love and protection. Archangel Michael, I call upon your guidance, love and protection. And see, when you say that out loud to yourself a couple of times, you will feel your energy shift. I don't care whether you believe it's a placebo effect. I don't care whether you're an atheist or a believer. But if it helps you get to a stronger, better emotional place, why not give it a try, okay? So if you do, don't forget to leave me that comment below. Also tells me that you've reached this part of this reading as well. Let us look at your final messages, which is the self-help card. Okay. Look at the stars. I strongly think some of you are interested in astrology, or you will by the time you turn 31 if you're not yet 31. Okay. Make an altar. This could be a self-help practice that really helps you come into more alignment with your spirit guides, your ancestors. Make an altar if you don't already have one, and working again with the intuition. This pile has intuition screaming at every stage. Your intuitive abilities are a gift. Use them, sharpen them. Intuition is nothing but a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger and better you get at it. The age 28, age 16 and age 31 could be relevant numbers for you. If this has resonated, don't forget to hit subscribe. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. Take care. Bye-bye.